What's going on, guys? The Film Fan Reviews. My name is Stephen Barton II, and today we're talking about scary stories to tell in the dark. Now, I read these books probably in 5th grade or so, I think. Checked them out in the library because I was a big Goosebumps fan as a kid, and I was hearing from my friends that these were turned up a little bit more than Goosebumps, the scare factor was. I was like, hey, I'll give it a try, and there are some creepy stories in those books, I will tell you what. And once I heard about them making it into a movie, I was very excited. And then once I heard that Guillermo del Toro was writing on this project and producing, I was even more excited because that dude, with his monsters and everything like that, never disappoints. So yeah, the first thing, the director of this movie was the director of a very small indie horror movie that I actually reviewed on my old written reviews. You can check that out, thefilmfanreviews.blogspot.com. But he directed The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which I don't think a lot of people have probably seen. It was pretty small with Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch, I believe. It's a really well-made movie. It's pretty crazy. So once I heard that this guy was directing this movie too, that made it even more exciting. And he definitely captures the horror, and a lot of people were like, oh, I don't want to see this movie. It's not rated R, it's rated PG-13, which I understood a little bit, but not all horror movies have to be rated R to be scary, and this one definitely shows that. There were moments in this movie that I was actually creeped out, which I was highly surprised by. I thought it was going to be creepy just from the trailers, but it actually got me a little bit. Like, even sitting in my bed last night, I was like, those monsters, I can still see them a little bit. So yeah, the monsters especially, you could definitely tell that Guillermo had a little bit of hands-on with the creation of those, and they looked really, really well. I don't know if the CGI versus practical usage in this movie, but it all looked pretty good, minus one thing. I think it's in the trailer, the ghost. I don't like it as much, but I think it looked fine especially compared to a lot of movies that have ghosts in them. But anyway, you can definitely see Del Toro's touch all over with the writing, as well as the monster stuff, and he probably even had hands-on working with Andre Overdahl, who was the director. It was just so much fun to watch all those monsters and everything like that. The kid acting in this movie was fine. They weren't great, but they weren't bad either. There was one kid, I forget his name, but he was actually very funny. And they all felt like they were real kids for the most part, except times where they were just being a little bit dramatic and didn't really believe that at all. But yeah, the acting was decent. The story was the best part about it. Seeing all these monsters come to life from this book, so crazy. It's not like the Goosebumps movie, even though people will probably relate it to that. There are similarities in some ways, but I think this is a much better made movie with a lot more contained and solid story for the most part. And one of my favorite parts of this movie actually was the cinematography. They did a bunch of different shots that really engrossed you into the movie and creeped you out. Yes, there are jump scares that do that as well, and I think jump scares in this movie were actually better than most movies in recent memory for me, with actually solid usages of those jump scares. But anyway, I digress. These shots in this movie, they got you into the movie. My favorite kind of shots in these kind of movies is there's a scene where something happens and then we just go to a place where you're almost like in godlike view, where you see something from a point of view that you wouldn't normally see from. And those kind of shots really get me. And just the way they just made you feel like you were in danger in some parts definitely elevated the movie and made it more scary and genuine for the audience. So yeah, and obviously with most movies lately, they kind of hint towards a sequel, which there are, I think, 2 more books at least that they can dig from, and I would love to see that, honestly, because this movie turned out very, very well, and especially if Guillermo is still producing and possibly even writing, I'm all on board for that. So yeah, my 5-star rating scale, this is going pretty high at a 4.5 out of 5. Not too many complaints. I highly recommend this movie if you're interested. I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I did. I've had some friends tell me that they also really love it, and that just makes me even happier that my opinion definitely holds true and people are seeing the same things I am, so that's always a fun thing, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Please comment below if you do see it, and we can chat about it if you'd like. So anyway, that's it for today. Please like the video, comment your thoughts like I said previously. I'd love to chat with you. Share the video if you would. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You get notified when I upload. That'd be awesome. All my social medias are in the section below. My Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow those pages if you could. Visit the filmfanreviews.blogspot.com to read my old archived written reviews. And yeah, thanks for watching.